Have with us DDG Cai Yudong from the E-commerce Department of Ministry of Commerce, Inspector Li Ying from the MIIT, Director Liu Jinxi from the All China Federation of Supply and Marketing Cooperatives, DDG Bianzuo Dong from the Market Supervision Department of the State Post Bureau, and they will take questions on online consumption, e-commerce for industry and agriculture, and unmanned distribution. First, some updates on the pandemic. During the 24 hours of April the 24th, according to reports from provinces, cities, and Xinjiang Production Construction Corp, new confirmed cases 12, including 11 imported cases. There were 4 in Shanxi, 3 in Inner Mongolia, and in Tianjin, Jilin, Heilongjiang, and Yunnan provinces, 1 respectively. 1 confirmed case was domestic case. In Heilongjiang province, there was no new death. New suspected cases 3, including 2 imported suspected cases and 1 domestic suspected case in Beijing. On the day, newly cured and discharged from hospitals numbered 89. Close contacts that were removed from medical observation 566. Severe cases were reduced by 8. On the front of imported cases, remaining confirmed cases 720, including 25 severe cases. Remaining suspected imported cases 14. Cumulatively confirmed cases 1,629. Cumulatively cured and discharged from hospitals 909. There was no death case among imported cases as of 24 o'clock April the 24th. According to reports from provinces, cities, and Xinjiang Production Construction Corp, remaining confirmed cases 838, including 49 severe cases. Cumulatively cured and discharged from hospitals 77,346. Cumulative deaths 4,632. Cumulatively reported confirmed cases 82,816. Remaining suspected cases 17. Cumulatively traced close contacts 729,287. Close contacts that remained under medical observation 8,493. In Hubei province, on the day there was no new confirmed case, no new nor remaining suspected cases, no new death. Newly cured and discharged from hospitals 24. Remaining confirmed cases 23. All were Wuhan cases. There was no new severe case. Cumulatively cured and discharged from hospitals 63,593, including 46,441. Cumulatively reported death cases 4,512, including 3,869 in Wuhan. And total confirmed cases 68,128, including 50,333 in Wuhan. According to reports from provinces, cities, and Xinjiang Production Construction Corp, new asymptomatic infections 29, including 4 imported asymptomatic infections. On the day, 1 case was confirmed. It was an imported case of asymptomatic infection. And on the day, 24 were removed from medical observation and 10 were imported asymptomatic infections. Those who remain under medical observation as asymptomatic infections 35 in the Hong Kong SAR, 45 in the Macau SAR, and 428 in the Taiwan region. On April the 24th, across the country for 10 consecutive days, there was no new death. Severe cases was on fluctuated downward trend. The treatment was effective. The source countries of imported cases increased to 50. New imported, confirmed, and suspected cases were reported in 7 provinces. We must guard against the domestic cases triggered by imported cases. The target is we must prioritize precision, prevention, and control, keep unrelenting focus on the personal protection, and minimize transmission risks. Now we'd like to take questions from the floor. Please ask questions on today's topic, and please identify yourself before you ask questions. Journalist from the first row on the right side, please. Thank you. With CGTN, we've noticed that since the outbreak of COVID-19, efforts were made in balancing prevention control and improving economic development, and the focus was on the development of e-commerce and fostering of new types of businesses. So what were the measures adopted and what has been the effect? DDG Cai Yudong is taking the question. Thank you for your question. During the COVID-19 response, e-commerce did play a unique and important role in balancing and sustaining the development. Ministry of Commerce has been implementing the plan from the State Council, balancing prevention control and economic development. We've given play to the role of e-commerce to improve and unleash the potential of consumption. On one hand, we promoted the resumption of business and operation. We've been communicating with the e-commerce players and helped them to deal with difficulties. We collaborated with the State Post Bureau to improve the synergic development of e-commerce and express delivery. We've also been focusing on the trainings. Altogether, we made 12,000 person times trainings in the e-commerce training stations. We've also did some analysis on the e-commerce players. 90% of the e-commerce business have resumed their operation. The second aspect, we've been promoting the market development. We guided localities to be engaged in the webcast promotion of sales. According to our data, in the first quarter, the retail online size was basically similar with that of last year. Commodity products total sales value increased by 5.9% YOY, which means that the online retail promoted consumption. As China's COVID-19 prevention control is moving towards the positive, and with the adoption of an array of measures, we are more confident in boosting consumption down the road. Some information to be disseminated here. MIIT, Ministry of Commerce, the State Post Bureau, and the Consumer Protection Association will soon host online shopping festival on 28th of April. It will be last until May the 10th. 109 flagship e-commerce players will be engaged. Vertical businesses, service-oriented businesses are all engaged to present quality products to the consumers. In particular, there are some boutique shops and agricultural produce sellers, energy conservation products, and a variety of hodgepodge sellers. So What will be promoted will be the concession of benefits to consumers.
We hope that they can sell well as well as providing good services. Furthermore, there are online businesses in catering and other products. We hope that this initiative can help recover the online business, and also the foreign trade companies are also included in such initiative. Diplomatic missions to China from other countries are also signing contracts with us, and we hope that this initiative can turn out to be very successful, and we look forward to your participation. Okay, let's continue. On the left, on the front row, the first reporter, please. Thank you. With China News Service. Recently, the new infrastructure development has become a hot topic. What is the role of these new infrastructure development and how to promote them? We will have Madam Li to take the question. Thank you for your question. Indeed, the new infrastructure development, the industrial internet and the 5G have become the buzzwords recently. They are closely watched by the general public, and they are important pillars to online business and e-commerce. They are also core to the e-commerce development in China. It has become a widely popular phenomena to have such online business, and during the outbreak, the new business models with online shopping and consumption have become popular. They have also posed new requirements for new infrastructure. So the new infrastructure development, like the industrial internet and the 5G, are becoming the pillars of the economic development. They will facilitate the online and offline integration and match the supply with the demand and facilitate the high quality development of the economy. The MIIT has accelerated the development of 5G and the industrial internet, as well as all the other new infrastructure development to better serve the SMEs and resume the work and the production. Various policy measures have been worked out to accelerate the new infrastructure development and the integration of the online and offline businesses. For the next step, we will adopt the following 5 measures. The first is to develop a strong supporting network, accelerate the 5G network development so that we can develop an easy access network with the 5G and the industrial network internet developed rapidly. And the second, we will encourage the integrated growth of a dozen of sectors. For industrial internet, it's not only about the industry or the manufacturing sector. And also, we are to strengthen the security of the new infrastructure development. And fourthly, we will accomplish the synergy among the various sectors with the new information technology. And fifth, we will come up with policy incentives so that more talents and human resources in the new era could be well cultivated. So going forward, we will work together with the sister government agencies so that the new infrastructure can better support the e-commerce, upgrade the online consumption, and play a more important role. Okay, thank you. Let's continue. On the right, on the second row, the third reporter in white, please. Thank you. With the China Co-op times. Now we can find that during the outbreak, the major players in rural economy are gravely affected. They determine the quality of rural economic growth. So for the next step, how can they get support so they can also contribute to the faster growth of the rural economy? We will have Mr. Liu Jinxi to take the question. For the supply and the marketing cooperatives, they are economic organizations to facilitate the growth in rural areas. In recent years, our capacity to serve the rural economy is being strengthened. For example, last year, we have realized the 18 trillion yuan worth of agricultural products sales and marketing. Since the outbreak, we have made every effort to ensure the rural economy will not be gravely affected, and the spring plowing will get prepared. Namely, we conducted 3 efforts. The first is we've made innovation to better serve the rural farmers and the rural economy. The COVID-19 outbreak has caused difficulties in the rural farming. So by signing contracts with the farmers, we help the farmers to get ready for the plowing and farming. Secondly, we have come up with various services to facilitate rural economy and rural farming. Such services has reached the level of 190 million more of land. And also we have facilitated the coordination between the smallholder farmers plowing and the market. Secondly, we try to build a farmer beneficial platform and provided professional services to the farmers. Up to now, we've already set up 13,000 farmer supporting centers and also various farmer servicing institutions and offices. By doing so, it is fair to say that we are contributing to the scale of economy in rural agricultural economy. And thirdly, we have promoted the green agricultural practice and facilitated the development of a beautiful village in rural areas. We have intensified the support for the green agricultural production materials such as the fertilizers and the pesticides. In recent years, the organic fertilizer has witnessed the 9% increase, while the water-soluble fertilizer has also had more than 45% of increase. The cooperatives are also actively engaged in the environment protection in rural areas, and also the landscape development in rural areas. We have been actively engaged in these projects with the aim to further benefit the farmers and the rural economy,
thus ensuring food safety. Thank you. Next question, please. Journalist from the 3rd row on the right side. The journalist near the corridor with the CCTV. On the standing committee meeting, of the State Council, it was decided the 127th Canton Fair will be held online so that businesses can place orders without leaving their homes. What will be the measures and plans by the Ministry of Commerce to promote the integrated online and offline development of business? DDG Cai Yudong is taking the question. Thank you for your question. Since the outbreak of COVID-19, e-commerce has made new innovations one after another. There were emerging business formats and patterns. Just as you've rightly mentioned, the 127th Canton Fair will be held online. This is the latest integrated activity of online and offline seamless connection. Many flagship companies have launched the online tools to promote the business resumption. Many superstores have enhanced their collaboration with online businesses. By so doing, the online-offline channels of sales have been initiated. The integration of online and offline business models have been the tools used by many businesses to ensure survival and thrival. In this unconventional time, Ministry of Commerce paid special attention to foster such integration. And to improve the smart economic development quality, we've made 4 efforts. First, we nurtured well-conditioned digital businesses and cultivated businesses that can provide digital services and innovate businesses. Second, we've helped the building up of the bases and the cultivation of major brands so that they can lead the industry development. And third, we've been promoting the integrated development of government measures and the market development. Multiple stakeholders have been engaged in the joint promotion of e-commerce, diversify the products, and improve the services provided to the SMEs and micro businesses so as to transform the SMEs. Fourth, we leverage the training to improve the storage of digital talents so as to promote the integration of industries and the training and learning so as to sustain the intelligent support to the e-commerce and the digital economic development. Next question, please. Journalist from the 4th row on the left side, journalist in black. Thank you. With the South Metropolitan News, the express delivery is still faced with weaknesses and deficiency in villages. Only 35% of the villages can have the fast express delivery. So it is a common concern of many that whether the agricultural produce can be distributed through express delivery. So how can we boost the logistics to ensure agricultural produce can find access to market? I'd like to ask DDG Bianzhou Dong to take the question. Thank you for your question. Logistic and express delivery is an important component of agricultural business development. 96.6% of the towns and townships have set up outlets of express delivery services. In the first quarter of the year, in spite of the COVID-19 influence, 3.1 billion pieces of packages have received or left villages, a total value of 200 billion RMB. But indeed, admittedly, there is a higher cost of the express delivery from agriculture for agricultural produce, and the service is not penetrating to every corner. That's why the State Post Bureau has initiated a 3-year program to ensure well-conditioned villages can have the ubiquitous express delivery services. We have 6 methods to realize this. Express delivery companies and operators may set up their own outlets. or they may form consortium to set up outlets in villages. The express delivery operators can also collaborate with the transportation stations in localities. They can engage in the collaboration with e-commerce platforms and third-party platforms so as to make the pie bigger and foster an ecosystem of rural express delivery services. The express delivery services has a sound basis of development in rural areas. There are emerging good business formats. an abundance of new products for customers to choose. Many backbone companies have been engaged. Many export-oriented businesses will reintroduce some of the products to the domestic market. Innovative, functional, and environmental-friendly products will be on the festival. We'll also focus on the customer experiences. Big data-based selection of products, along with the webcast promotion of sales, will be the basis to promote online-offline sales so as to enhance the experiences of the customers. Shortly before, President Xi Jinping visited Shanxi province. We've seen the application of internet industry and e-commerce in promoting the sales of agricultural produce. Many brand companies has a full storage of products. They will also have some cuts on the prices and provide concessions of benefits to customers. We will collaborate with the Digicai and the Ministry of Commerce to ensure the online shopping festival. The upcoming online shopping festival will be a complete success and ensure e-commerce can fully serve the upgrading of online consumption. Thank you. In the interest of time, we can take two last questions. Journalist from the third row on the right side, the journalist near the aisle. Thank you. With Economic Daily. In the first quarter, China's GDP decreased by 6.8%. Tertiary industry saw a decrease of 5.2%. As a national economic organization, what has been the impact felt by ACF SMC? What has been the measures and efforts adopted by the China Federation to support economic development? Director Liu Jinxi from ACF SMC is taking the question. Since the outbreak of COVID-19, the supply and marketing cooperatives have been helping the economic development and ensuring livelihood of the general public. We have been an important workforce in ensuring economic growth. Supply and marketing cooperatives directly serve the citizens in urban and rural areas, so we were indeed impacted by the COVID-19. As domestic prevention and control has been moving towards the positive, and life and work is resuming the normal stages, the supply and marketing cooperatives have been accelerating the resumption of our operation as well. Starting from March, we found the substantial rebound. In March, the month-over-month growth in profits was 331%. So that was a substantial and major rebound in our business. We've been mitigating risks on 5 aspects. First, cooperatives in rural and urban areas have been leveraged and explore the rural consumption market. In the first quarter, the sales in county and below level of authorities have been 70% of the total consumption.
This has become a solid basis for the whole system and also a major impetus for the current resumption of work and production. Second, we have increased the efforts to have a structural adjustment. In the first quarter, the sales of food and edible oil had 26.1% increase. And also in the daily lives support, it is fair to say that there are some highlights in the first quarter. The sales volume exceeded 2 billion RMB yuan, while the logistics sales is more than 1 billion, up by 14.4%. Thirdly, we have facilitated the integrated growth of online sales and offline delivery, building a strong defense line in the supply and marketing. During the outbreak, many units of the co-op system made the commitment to keep the price stable. For example, in Jiangsu province, one of the co-op members made the promise that every day they would have the inexpensive or bargain price vegetables and products provided to the general public. And fourthly, we have improved the performance. The asset liability ratio in the first quarter dropped by 0.5 percentage points, especially at the grassroots level. The current liability ratio is only about 61.1%, and the overall system in the first quarter realized a profitability of 4.2 billion RMB yuan. Fifthly, we have been actively engaged in the task to ensure supply. During the outbreak, we have 1,200 member units who have been engaged in the supply guarantee initiative advocated by the government. Within a very short period of time, 96 emergency response supplies center were established. For example, in Guizhou, the food delivery services were provided by one of our co-op members, and within a few days' time, they set up a sound mechanism to ensure the food delivery. Also, our members, like the supermarkets and the farmers' markets, have remained active. Okay, last question on the left, on the fourth row, the first reporter, please. Thank you. With China Postal Express News, now we can find the smart delivery boxes are quickly established. However, some consumers complain that the delivery boys fail to get the acknowledgement before they put the delivered goods into those boxes. So how to improve the management of such boxes? We will have Mr. Bian to take the question. For unmanned delivery, at the moment, it is about the unmanned vehicle, the unmanned smart boxes, and etc. They are the trend for the end delivery. At the moment, we can see that the smart express boxes are quite well established, playing a very important role. For unmanned vehicle, mainly it is used for express delivery in the mountainous areas and in the islands. However, during the epidemic in Wuhan and in Hubei province, the UAV was utilized to deliver the medical supplies to the Jingyingtan Hospital in Wuhan. So we can see the strengths and advantages of these practices. For the unmanned vehicles, they are still at the experimental stage, and they work mainly in the university campuses. Now, for the smart express boxes, according to our data, the goods delivered with these boxes represent 10% of the total, so it's a fairly high percentage point. However, in the old or well-established neighborhood communities, these smart boxes have not been widely adopted. We will come up with policy guidance very soon, and the idea is to identify these boxes as public service tools, and they should enter into the communities, the public institutions, the university campuses, the shopping malls, the rural areas, and the transportation hubs, bring out their strengths in express delivery. But they are only one part of the end solutions. So there can be other forms adopted and complement each other to satisfy the diversified needs of the consumers. We understand that some netizens complain that there are malpractices, such as the failure to get the acknowledgement of the consumer before the goods are put into the boxes. So for such malpractices, the users or the consumers can call the complaint hotline, and the SPB will also investigate into such malpractices. Thank you. For tomorrow's press conference, the topic would be the export quality control of the medical supplies. We will have speakers from Ministry of Commerce, the GACC, the NMPA, and the related government agencies to take questions from the media. Welcome for your participation, and that's all for today's press conference. Thank you.
Oh.